Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Are we all surviving the worldwide pandemic? Well, since the entire world has been told, go work from home, we're going to be talking about how to work from home. So I've been working entirely on my own as a freelancer from a home office for a decade, and so I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks. And this is a supporter stream. I also asked Vince on here today because he also works from home, so maybe he can give us some good tips and tricks, and any of the other supporters may come on or go off. Vince from Down Under, you guys know Vince from Down Under, he said he won't be here. Don't worry, he's not dying of the coronavirus. It's just they had to work extra hard or something because of all of the mass panic out there. Told me something about ordering his toilet paper was on a 2-week back order. We did see somebody left me an amazing meme in the Discord server. It said toilet paper, $3,000, comes with a free diamond ring. But do not be concerned about the coronavirus. It was made in China, and nothing made in China lasts long. So just buckle down. All right. So let's just go ahead and just start with the updates because I'm looking at this going, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's got to be like the combination of the mainstream media or whatever else. But, I didn't think it was going to happen. But our local Walmart, I walked through Walmart today. I left the phone in the car. I wish I would have brought it now because I never saw an toilet paper rack completely empty. Even that single ply waxy stuff that really hurts when you wipe was gone. I mean, I'm telling you, that stuff's never gone. And there was none left. I didn't walk by the water section. I probably should have, but about every cart that I saw had water. We are out of, hold on, I sent Vince a giant list. We've been talking about these various things that have been going off. Okay, so we are out of hand sanitizer, which I am still selling off my hand sanitizer. My rates are going up. Okay, my rates are now $500 for the 2-ounce bottle. It's only 9 years expired, so don't worry. There are no ramen noodles left in the store. I think there was one pack of the 6 cups. I don't know, maybe somebody coughed on it or something. I don't understand. It's got the cheese touch. There is no flour left. I had to go to 2 grocery stores before I found flour. There is no sugar left. There's no pasta, except Wegmans still had a bunch of the regatta type stuff, like the thin rigatoni. I don't know why. Maybe it sounds Italian and people are avoiding it. Is that place quarantined? I don't know. But the rest of it sounds Italian too. So that couldn't be the case. Maybe they just ordered more than they needed to. Or, somebody just came by and did a coughing spell all over. The rest of us just don't know that. Most of the canned goods are gone. The spice racks were pretty empty. Yeah. So that's how it's going on down this way. How's it in your guys' area? Have you guys been out to the store? What's going on in your areas?
So I can start first. So just in case to make sure that we had enough supplies at least for hand sanitizer. Well, here's the thing: is that at least in our city, hand sanitizer is all sold out. So now what we had to do is get some isopropyl alcohol and a couple of other things to make our own hand sanitizer,
Yep.
which apparently in Walmart there was a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, but it was running out real fast. Like everybody was
Cool.
buying, and yeah, but we were able to find supplies, so at least we're able to make
Yeah.
our own hand sanitizer. But
Cool, very good. And
Hey
and,
guys,
and the
Corona Kid
Corona
here.
Kid just showed up. And
oh,
I gotta tell you though, Pizza, New Rochelle just beat Seattle. Just let you
What
know,
did?
you have been detoroned. New Rochelle just beat Seattle.
Wait, where's that?
It's a suburb of New York City. They apparently ended up with multi quadrupling all of their cases, and they literally surrounded the town with a National Guard. They said you can come and go, but they still surrounded the town with a National Guard.
Hold on a second. Let me go on the John Hopkins map.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
uh let's see.
that would be, I believe that would be the red dot that's above New York City, which they're
Yeah,
saying right there
it's
is
for the state.
82 right now. I am suspecting these are not completely up to date because we actually have our first Pennsylvania lockdown. Montgomery County, which is, how many counties is that over for me? Probably like 5 counties over for me, is on lockdown. There is no school for 3 weeks. There is no restaurants open for 3 weeks. There is no entertainment open for 3 weeks. Essential supplies, grocery stores are open, things like that. But they're saying please stay indoors unless you absolutely have to leave.
Yeah, for some reason we aren't on lockdown because that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Well, they did cancel classes here at Penn State for 3 weeks. So it is like I think they're doing online classes, like online only. So basically, everyone's just kind of doing their own and then working online. I guess is the case what they're doing.
Yeah, here in Seattle, we just have school out, but everything else is still open as long as there isn't 250 people in the area. And
Okay.
I think restaurants are still open too because
Yeah.
my dad said he went to McDonald's and no one was there.
That's all right, Vince. What's it like in your neck of the woods?
Well, in my neck of the woods, there's yet to be any confirmed cases. Thank goodness for that. However, there has definitely been implications throughout the state. For example, the UK college, University of Kentucky, they are now doing only online classes as well. So they're doing the same thing Penn State is. I just heard that today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then also our total count is 8 cases, all so far around central Kentucky where the major cities is. So not really too surprising. But other than that, really not much to say.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Let's check in with the comments here. Let's see. Room 2 is here. Slap somebody. Something blames the Moonbase Alpha Grays. Are you guys having a fight? Don't mess with those gross Greys up there. Us reptilian people are the only ones that can beat the Greys. So don't worry about it. But anyway, and he's got the evil alien going on. All right. Okay. Into last stream. Let's see. Yeah, I've been hovering up there. I'm safe because I've been hovering up in space when I'm not here doing these streams. It's kind of risky, but you know. All right, 327.2 million people in the U.S., and this means you have less than 1 in 10.5 million chance of dying from the virus. Good perspective. You will have a 1 in 700,000 chance of dying due to being hit by lightning. Okay.
By the way, Tom, since you're an alien, you can't get it because your immune system is differently affected by it. So you're fine.
It doesn't affect us at all, so... Oh boy, alright, who is with the computer guy and the monster cats? Oh, what is it with the computer guys and monster cats? Hey man, the cats are just cool, you know?
Wow, the John Hopkins map, it's down.
Uh-oh. Oh no. Sorry. It's like, nope, not showing you. Dorko's on. Tip for working at home, have a box near your computer for your cat to sit in. Yes, absolutely. My cat, I don't know if he's in here right now or not. Oh, he's sitting over there in his spot right on the other side of the desk over there. So he's all set to go. Yes, we are going to be talking about working from home today, and we are going to attempt to have, Pizza was on when I said saying this to the guys, so we are going to have a very, very lucid, like 15-minute block where we are 100% on focus, so we can cut that out and do a separate pull-out video later. Anyway, in the meantime, we shouldn't just kind of meander around and stuff. So we're going to stay on focus for that part when we do the recording stuff. Not seen empty toilet paper shelves like that since the Mexican restaurant opened. Oh!
Taco Bell.
Taco smell. Nothing cleaned out as a couple days ago, but idiots brought the virus to my rust-built city of fewer than 30,000 people. Oh, Lordy. They just showed up from out of town to buy out your toilet paper instead.
Man, it's just kind of scary when on January, when I first read about it, I did not think that it would become as big as it would because there's always random disease outbreaks in rural China. Like, hasn't the bubonic plague been there? So I thought, it's just another one of those. Whatever. It's not going to affect me. And then it came to my city. I jinxed it for myself.
Yeah, you did. It's all your fault, Pizza. Total OS today. Greetings, Toss. How's it going there? Thank goodness for Ubuntu. No viruses. Oh, there's another good one. So Banana Man's on. How's it going there, Mr. Banana Man? Any creature morph? Hello there. Manjaro is the best user-friendly Arch-based distro. I think I might agree with that. Yeah, there's the GIS data, which is actually, that's the one that Johns Hopkins pulls from, so I'm wondering if that one's down too. Right rather use something stable. How's it going there, Tech? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Are you quarantined?
Almost. They made us take our work computers home and said prepare to telework, and so they don't have the load balancer in place quite yet. But I think that's going to happen tomorrow. So I suspect next week I'll be working from home all week next week.
Fun.
So
which is either a blessing or a curse. Should we just go ahead and get our very lucid 15 minutes out of the way now?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'll go ahead and rerun an intro. We're going to stay on focus, on target. I have 5 points, and the world is coming to an end, everybody, because I'm going to be pulling from a Verge article that I think I completely agree with. Except that whole don't have kids part. I'm telling you, the end of the world is nigh.
Wow.
I mean, really. All right, let's go ahead and get started
Wait,
with this.
is there any Ars Technica articles you agree with yet?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. They're getting crazier, though. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started here.
The VPN.
Stop, Peter. You're messing up my recording. Stop.
I'm sorry. It looks like you're recording.
Disciplined for the intro.
Yeah. All right. Silence for the intro. All right, so welcome back to Switch to Linux. We have the panel on here today. We're going to be talking about how to work from home because it's like everybody in the world is being sent home. This is either a great blessing or it is a great curse because I have been working from home for the last decade. I'm going to be sharing my tips and tricks, and the world is coming to an end because there is a Verge article that says almost everything I wanted to say, and I found it ex post facto, and that's kind of exciting. So before we go ahead and dive on in, let's just go ahead and go across the panelists. Do you work from home prior to this last week? Go ahead, Vince.
Yes, I do.
All right. So Vince does work from home. I did invite Vince on today because he is a work-at-home guy, and so he can give us some good perspectives. Pizza, do you work at home or not prior to the last week?
I guess I work on Border OS at home.
There you go. So he does a little bit of work from home.
I don't do school at home, though, because I obviously did go to a building before.
Yeah, but now you're stuck. All right, Tech, have you ever... Yeah. Tech, have you ever worked from home prior to this week?
Yes, my 2.5 years with Apple was almost exclusively working from home.
Oh, that's cool. That's
and
nice.
I worked in 3 different places, 3 different houses while I did that. So
Nice.
I got a little experience on it.
Very good. And World of Linux, have you ever worked from home or not?
It's kind of like a 50-50 because in college I have to go to actually meet up with the instructors and stuff and probably do lots of things, but then we have our own student management system that we do a lot of assignments and exercises at home, so it's kind of a 50-50 for me. So half
school work doesn't count,
and half
What'd you say?
It's over there. So
yeah. He said schoolwork doesn't count, but if you're young, I mean, you might. There is actually a school model that is a work at home. The cyber schools are kind of like work at home type platforms. I don't know if anybody has any experience with cyber school.
Yeah, now they're really trying to get the technology going and everything. So now they're trying to make everything with a computer. So really, I work almost all the time with a computer. And if ever I want to work from home, well, I use a computer.
Yeah, and that's the good thing. The good thing about the change of the technology is that it does actually teach us. It gives us the ability. Now, the thing is that not everybody is designed to work from home. So as all these companies are sending their employees to work from home, we're going to see some mixed results. Some people are going to be like, wow, I really like working from home and I can do this well. Some people are going to find that they get almost nothing done because they're just too distracted. Pete,
like
so I'm
me.
talking about you and CSGO. That Border OS is not out yet because of CSGO, so you guys are aware.
Hey,
story.
That's fake news. I'm
fake news.
rebasing it on Fedora. That's a lot of work.
I'll say, hey, it's coming from a legitimate source. I'll believe Tom.
All right. Yeah, believe me over the distro developer. What's up with that? Anyway,
let's not go off topic. Seriously.
So now some people are going to find out in this that they will get off of balance and they're going to have a hard time figuring out how to work from home. And that's what I wanted to address in this video because like I said at the start here, I've been working for myself in my own house as a freelancer in a home office for a decade. And so without ever, I've not had any other office anywhere else in a decade. And so I want to share my tips and tricks. And as I did also say, the world must be coming to an end, because there is actually a Verge article that has several of my points already detailed for me. So we're going to go ahead and go through those, and I'm going to also pull up my list next to me here so I can kind of follow along with my list. I had 5 items pulled out. I think they only have 4 here. So the first thing that they say is have a separate workspace. And that's actually point number 1 on my list before I even looked at this Verge article. Dedicate a place. So you have to have a place that is dedicated as this is where I work, and everywhere else is where I don't work. Vince, have you found that that's a worthwhile thing to do?
Very much. I've tried to work from other rooms of the house that I would normally use for entertainment, and I find I get extraordinarily distracted when that I don't have a dedicated workspace.
Correct. Very good. Now, Pizza, you probably don't have a dedicated workspace because you have a bedroom and the rest of the house. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah. I can't have a dedicated workspace because my desktop is where my bedroom is. What I do sometimes, though, I grab this laptop right here and I take it to the library, and that's where I get the most work done.
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's good.
I can't do that now, though, because of
quarantine and all.
flu, so yeah.
Wow, the Kung Flu's coming. All right, Tech. Your thoughts? Having a separate workspace, beneficial, not beneficial, or give us your content.
When I learned this was our topic, that was the first thing I thought of was, oh God, that's you've got to work someplace other than where you sleep. Like mine was not a distraction issue. Mine was just the fact of like that where I was living at the time, I had just the one room like Pizza does, and I had my bed, and then 3 feet from the end of my bed was my desk, and that was like my personal computer and my work computer. And it's like going to bed every night looking at your job. It's terrible. Like it's very stressful. It wears on you eventually.
No.
So it's like always there. So I eventually got to a point where I was able to rearrange things with my roommate at the time, and I got a separate room for my office, and then I moved into with a new roommate, and he gave me a second room as well. So things got a lot better. Like for me, I've got to have a separate room. Like they can't be in the same place at all.
Yeah.
For me, whenever I go to bed, I'm looking at my entertainment. CS:GO.
There you go. All right. No, the distraction, it beckons. All right, World of Linux, thoughts on having a separate workspace?
So really, my situation is that I'm at my desk right now, but if you can see a little bit on top, there's this is actually my bed on top of it. So I actually have my office under the bed, and I'm kind of in my little room. So when I go to sleep, I don't see my monitors or anything because I actually go on top of my bed and everything. So I do have a dedicated workspace, and I have a dedicated computer that I use just for work, usually that I bring to college in order to actually work. But this is also the same computer that I use in order to access resources from the college in order to work from home and do a lot of projects and stuff, and I will only use that computer in order to do it. So really only having one computer for doing everything, as long as it's powerful enough for work, that's gonna be just fine. So yeah, that's what I recommend.
And here on Linux too, you can actually have different just USB drives. You can literally use the same shell of a computer and shut it down, put in your Play operating system afterwards. That's an option you can do if you want. So number 2 is something they didn't really list here. They kind of included it in their time, but I actually pulled that out separate. Number 2 is removing distractions. This is one of the most important things. So some people work really well if there's something playing in the background. Some people don't. Some people, like I can work just fine with a movie playing or with a video playing, so I don't generally have any issue. I have a big media PC next to me that's always playing something. Unless I'm like really reading an email or writing something, that's distraction then. But for the most part, when I'm just doing basic coding, basic things, removing distractions is the easiest thing to do. It's too easy to put on something you like and be distracted away from doing your work. And so, what have you guys done to remove distractions? And if you want to share, what would those distractions be? We'll go back to Vince first.
Okay, so a couple things here. So first thing, distractions. I have to be very careful. If I see a new YouTube video, like a Linux video, for example, I instantly want to watch it, and so I have to, put that boundary. I have to say, I can't. Sorry, it's not just your videos, other videos
Don't
from other
stream
YouTubers, but
STL
you
while
are
working. I can tell you a story about that.
So, but that's one thing. But the other thing is, I don't do good with distraction. But the thing is, some things that people might define as distraction, I don't. Like, for example, playing a YouTube video, depends on what it is. Some videos, like Linux videos, are really distracting. But then other videos, like talking about general technology, sometimes I can play those. But the main thing I do when I'm working, and I find it actually helps me, is to play music. So I'll pull up music and put on headphones. It helps me filter out the rest of the world and just, think about the code and not think about the car that drove down the road or whatever. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Pizza, distractions. Now you can talk about this a little bit because of, we won't mention something, but it sounds something like C and S and blow or something. I don't know.
Okay, I'm the worst person to ask. Okay, basically, what happens is if I open Steam at all during the day, it runs in the background, and then it shows, like, on the bottom right when someone goes online, it will show, like, this person's online. And then that's what I realized, ooh, I want to play CSGO. And then so as long as I don't have Steam running in the background, I don't typically get distracted by CSGO. What I do is I just open up Lollipop Music Player and just start jamming while I do whatever I do.
Yeah.
But the thing that distracts me is if I need to Google something, I always get distracted by other things when I'm on the web. So if I'm like trying to read documentation, I always, by muscle memory, whenever I open Firefox, I also open YouTube and Reddit. Just by muscle memory, I open those two pages in different tabs every time I open Firefox. So basically, as soon as I need to look something up, my brain just, as soon as it opens Firefox, it also opens YouTube and Reddit. And then I get distracted and I'm like, wait, what was I going to Google again? So, and then if I do Google it, usually if I'm staying on documentation, I'll be fine. But if I'm going on a YouTube video, like a tutorial or something, then midway through the video, I start browsing through the YouTube recommendations on the right. And then I'm like, ooh, I want to watch this. And then I
Going
completely
downhill
lose my
so
train of
fast.
thought. So as long as Steam and Firefox aren't running, I don't usually get distracted.
Yeah. Okay. So we got to be careful of those. All right, Tech, what do you got?
Pizza, I am legitimately impressed with the fact that you have muscle memoried auto open tabs. That's what it is. Like, you have multiple home tabs open, but it's just with your hand using the mouse. That's the great thing there.
Yeah, I can do it without thinking about it.
I do the same thing too.
Distractions are, it's a weird thing. I'm with Vince on the listening to music while, like, I don't code, I script a lot. I do a lot of scripting with PowerShell. So I'm not really a programmer per se, but I'm definitely down for like some non-audio music. Like, I'm into weird stuff like synthwave and retrowave. So that's what I listen to. But like, I can't like watch. Well, I've learned my lesson with you, Tom. when you have your Tom on fire moments, yelling at something. So I can't actually watch like. I told this story a few weeks back when we were not actually streaming, and that he was having a Tom on fire moment, something yelling about people trying to do something with inappropriate content, and like he like screamed it, and I was like, "Oh God!" And they're like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, don't anything that's going to not assist you in focusing. Like music, I think can help a lot of people focus because it activates both sides of your brain. But anything else, like, if you listen or watch the news or anything that requires you to listen to like somebody actually making a talking intelligent point, I don't think is generally good.
So that rules out politics then.
Right. That's why I don't do politics at
No
work.
intelligence.
Though,
no.
like,
there's no intelligence
politics.
stringing together there. So anyway,
Right.
that's just.
No, I got
Anyway.
you now. Yeah. I followed you. So yeah, I would say stay away from politics, talk radio, that kind of thing. Stay away from tutorials, pizza. So
What else?
um,
How else will I learn?
Yeah. Well,
not while
just when
at
you're
work
trying to work.
or
So
working.
you plan your time to learn. That's the thing.
Right.
Mhm.
Be disciplined. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, usually when I'm coding, I'm like, oh, I need to do this. How the heck do I do this? So then I have to Google it, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm watching Switch to Linux and not doing my coding.
Sorry.
You should
I'll
just
try and
get
work on
like
producing
duct
less
tape
videos
on the
next
right
time.
side of your monitor that covers up
That's
all
right,
the
yeah.
recommended videos.
All right. World of Linux. What do you got on distractions?
So really, you have to be motivated on the work that you're trying to do. And
That's key.
of course, one of those ways that I get motivated or to do that work is just listening to music, probably on Spotify, many different things. And it really helps me focus because I have a lot of stuff in my brain that I think about all the time, like lots of stuff. Sometimes, for some reason, I just randomly think about YouTube videos, and then another thing I think about Discord, and then another thing I think about projects and assignments, and then then it just gets a little bit overwhelming for me and stuff. So then I have to relax and just focus on one thing. And music is one of the best ways that I found that keeps me focused inside of that. So it's to make sure that you clear your brain on anything else and you just focus on your work. You need to learn your own way of doing it, and everybody's different. Oh, for some reason that's one of my alarms.
The end is nigh. All right.
Is that
Let's
a
move on to
galaxy?
our next point.
Go do work.
So the next point I have is I wrote it down is schedule the time with the door closed. They actually wrote down here very equivalently. They wrote down establish a routine including non-working hours. So establishing a routine is a good thing. So for me, I don't go near computers until about 2 o'clock. If you're looking for me before 2 o'clock, chances are I'm walking in a park somewhere. I am outside. I am not here. Of course, starting probably next week, I may not be allowed to walk in a park unless I'm wearing some hazmat suit or something. But we'll see that. I mean, you guys ever watch The Last Mimsy? I mean, the ending scene. We're just gonna shed our protective suits. I mean, come on, that's what's gonna happen to us, right? And so, but establishing time. So there's time to work and there's time to not. And if you don't separate the two, you will find yourself either where you'll either turn into a place where you'll become a raging workaholic and nothing is ever done except work, or the lines get too blurred and you never get anything done. And those are the two things that they have about it. Let's go reverse order this time. So World of Linux, we'll start with you this time and go the other way. Thoughts on establishing a time to and not to work?
So I started before, at least when I started college, I had a lot of difficulty. I'm still trying to learn how college life works because it's very different and they do things very differently than in school. So I had to figure out my own ways in order to time manage what I have to do at that point, at least for work, and what I have to do just to relax and do other things at the same time. So then apparently that just went off, but I started to put alarms for when I should take a break or when I should do something very specific. I do have reminders that tells me what to do at that specific time. So I started to use a calendar in order to put what should I do at that specific day and try to plan it as much as possible. And I also have to have discipline in order to follow those things, which a lot of people, even though they do all those things, they don't have a lot of discipline. And even I have just a little bit of trouble trying to get that discipline and doing the things exactly as the calendar says to my thing. So I just have to follow the calendar, or you need to have a plan. That's what I'm saying. You need to have a plan. And if you're able to figure out what your plan is and you have the discipline in order to follow it, then you're going to be able to do lots of work.
Yeah, and there's an excellent book on the topic of figuring out your plan, and that would be Stephen Covey's First Things First. It was Stephen Covey and two other authors, I believe. excellent book on time management stuff. All right, Tech, back to you. What do you think on this establishing work routines and not?
Well, I'm kind of a rough person to ask because I'm always juggling stuff at my job and actually work in an office. But when I did work at home, because it was a mostly call center job, we actually had a program that like tracked when we were taking calls and when we weren't taking calls, and we had basically like hall monitors that would like virtually slap our wrists with rulers, which is not allowed these days. But yes, so it was easy for me because if like you were out of compliance for like more than 15 seconds, they would be like, "Hey, are you okay? Do you need help?" And it's like, I'm fine. I just gotta do a thing." So it was hard to stay distracted when I worked from home. So my situation was a bit different than others.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Pizza, what do you got on establishing a routine? This is probably one that you need to work on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Leave it at that.
Well, the thing, I don't really, since I don't make money or anything, I just do everything for fun. I just do whatever I feel like doing. If I don't feel like working on Border OS, I don't work on it.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So my case is sort of different than everyone else's, I feel like. So this step I don't really need to do, to be honest, but
yeah.
Cause I just do whatever I feel like doing because the computer is my entertainment.
Yeah,
my work is my entertainment.
Yeah, our older folks though may encourage you to start working on that now because it will plan you and discipline you for when you do have to do that.
Well,
so treat Border OS kind of like a job in a way is kind of what I would suggest. But
when I'm doing a bunch of data entry stuff for my parents because they're doing, those I typically do very well. I just put on some music, takes me about 4 hours, and I finish it. I hardly ever get distracted because, one, I don't look up tutorials, and two, I'm working for something, whereas for money usually, whereas with Border OS, I'm just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So I tend to work better when I'm actually being paid.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, motivation, right? Money's motivation. All right, Vince, what's your thoughts on establishing a routine?
How dare you?
How dare you?
Well, first of all, I will say that I agree with Pizza. When you have money on the line, it starts to make the work a little bit more interesting. You know, even if I don't even like the project, I'm like, hey, there's some dollars coming in with this code, so I'm going to be writing this a little bit faster than something that's just for fun, right?
Like that capitalist mindset.
Good old capitalism. Absolutely. Yep. All right, so the next one that's on the list is one that was not on my list, dress the part. And there's two United States presidents that are oftentimes used as a juxtaposition of this statement. One of those being Bill Clinton always showed up in office wearing sweats and stuff, basically looking like a homeless bum coming in off the streets to come in and do the Oval Office type stuff. And then you had George Bush, well, I guess flanked on either side of him by Bushes. Clinton was flanked by Bushes. Go figure. And they would come into the office always in a full three-piece suit. And so some people say, hey, if you dress up to your part, you know, you'll do a better job. You know, I experimented with this, and I don't think it makes a difference. There is a degree where you feel better about yourself if you're more dressed up, but it got to the point for me, it's just like, you know what? If it takes me a whole lot extra time to neaten myself up, all to sit in front of my own computer, I did find sometimes up to 3 or 4 in the mornings, sitting there in your pajamas, I tend to get more stuff done. So I'm not going to sit there and say you need to dress the part. But I mean, I guess this is kind of those things that down to an individual. Now, we can say that of all of the Clintons versus the Bushes, hey, at least Clinton did manage to balance the budget twice. So maybe there's something to work in your genes. What do you guys think? Thoughts? Anybody? Let's start with Vince. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I will say, I think that it doesn't really matter. You know, this is the kind of work attire that I wear, you know, just some silly shirt about a programming joke or something. You know, like as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter. I think for some people it matters, but for me, it really comes down to just actually not being distracted and actually that routine stuff. I have a lot of trouble with that. Sometimes my routine's, you know, thrown off by something. So, you know, for me, I think it just comes down to having a good routine, keeping that routine, which is that the last part is what I have trouble with. I can set a routine, but then trying to, you know, actually discipline myself to keep it reliably, it's hard. So between that and then also avoiding the distraction to me is the main thing. Like I don't think that your clothes really affects it very much, but maybe for different people it does.
Yeah, I would throw in this caveat. I mean, if I'm going out to meet a client out, I mean, I don't dress in a suit and tie, but I generally will dress up if I'm going out and meeting people.
Definitely wear your forensics hat and STL polo.
I should definitely. I really should.
Good first impressions.
Bring it, guys, bring it, or some other switch to Linux garb. Warren Utech, do you want to go ahead and throw us your comments? Do you think dress matters or not? Working from home?
Not for me. I mean, some people, I think that matters to them, but I'm not. That's just not my mindset. It's all up here, and you either are getting the job done. I'm with Vince. I'm financially motivated, so I'm not. Yeah, like I'm good. You're paying me, I'll handle it. You don't worry about what I'm wearing. Just give me an objective, and I'll get it done.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Pizza, do you have comments on dress or not?
I just want to say, do you think I can afford a suit? What do I look like, Bill Gates?
He's got an empty hanger in there.
Touche.
He got like polo shirts, man.
Yeah, you can get yourself a polo shirt. I mean, all right, World of Linux. What's your thoughts?
Though, you can't even afford to fill his closet. Look at it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's because all my clothes are in this dresser right here, in this British dresser.
Why do you even have a closet?
To hide stuff in,
I put a bunch of old electronics that there's a bunch of old electronics just sitting in that closet for eternity, never to be opened again.
There you go. All right, World of Linux, do you have any comments on this?
Honestly, what I wear has nothing to do whatsoever with me being productive or not. I guess maybe it might make you a little bit more motivated. I guess it can, which when I put a suit, I think I would be doing that for job interviews or going to places like that. But then I would already be motivated to go there in the first place, and that's why I'm actually putting the suit. So, like, if I'm already motivated to put the suit, well, I would also be motivated just with wearing normal clothes and just doing stuff. So, yeah, it definitely doesn't matter whatsoever what I wear.
Okay, good. All right. The next one, let's just go ahead and skip the next part because we're running over in time here. Knowing your body. Yeah, I know it pretty well. All right. They say here don't have kids.
You need a good desk chair, for real. Get a good desk chair, something that's ergonomic for you.
Nah, it's all fine.
Yeah.
My chair's fine.
Get a new one. Let's all pitch in. Let's make it like a special bonus tier on Patreon or whatever, just to buy Tom a new chair. Or just a blanket to throw over it, for God's sake.
My chair is really bad because the back bends a little bit. So then whenever I lean back on my chair, it kills my back.
Yeah. All right. We kind of pit 4 all together where with it I said schedule time to leave the office. I think that kind of ties in. They have don't have kids, which is basically their schedule time to not be in the office, schedule time to be in the office. Now they're saying here, get the various tools that you need, the internet connections, the equipment, the tools, things like that. I actually put as my last one, have goals. And so there's a lot of different things when we're considering working at home. There are some factors you definitely have to do, be it whatever those factors would be. But ultimately, yeah, we do need to be you need to have a separate place. And if you are working from, especially right now in the current situation where we're forced to work from home because the whole world's losing their mind and we can't find toilet paper and your children are home all day with you, you need to make sure you have a talk with your kids about this is the time and the place. If I'm in this room and the door's closed, please do not disturb me unless it's an emergency. I will schedule time to be with you. And for you parents that do have your kids at home, please be cognizant that you should be taking some time off to spend with your kids. So make sure that you're scheduling that time in. So those are kind of my thoughts. Give us your final wrap-up thoughts here, and then we can go off topic again if we want to. And I'm going to go through and look at the comment feed here. So Vince, we'll go ahead and start with you. Final thoughts on this.
Okay, well, I think the final thoughts for me is going to come down to, I agree with you on the goals thing, and I think that actually really makes a lot of sense. If you say, I've got to have this done, I'm going to do this, I want this project this particular component, let's say, to be done in 2 days. If you do it, it gives you a lot of motivation. If it doesn't, it tells you, okay, I didn't schedule enough time in the day to work on this, or I overestimated, that kind of thing. And then as far as like the overall arching thing about the whole thing, I think at the end of the day, some people are just not meant to work at home. And if you are one of those people, I mean, you need to be, I guess, in an office. And then if that you have the ability to work from home and your job makes sense, because all jobs I don't think make sense for it, then you need to be disciplined. And if you're like me and you're not as disciplined as you should be, maybe work on it. I've been slowly trying to get better at it, so I guess that's what I would advise everybody. If you are bad at it, work on it.
Yep, for sure.
So there you go.
Pizza, final thoughts.
I'm not doing any of these things.
We brought on pizza as our antithesis
honesty.
example. Pizza is called an antithesis example in this, by the way, if you wanted to get into the fun sociological terms. All right, Tech, what's up?
I feel. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, Pizza. I respect your honesty, but not your attitude, man.
I
Free to comrade.
I feel like if I'm being paid and I have a deadline, those two things help me work, because the deadline, if I don't have it, I'm like, oh, I can do this tomorrow. I don't have a time limit, whatever. But then if I have a deadline, I'm like, oh no, this is due tomorrow. I need to actually get this done. And then music helps not distract me. And what was the other thing?
Just don't open Steam.
Yeah, don't open Steam.
Here's like, when does Steam actually get turned on? Does it turn on when your computer turns on or not?
No. It turns on if I decide to play a game. I turn on Steam, but then if I decide to work later when I'm done with the game, that's where it gets me.
Okay. All right. Tech, are you up, or you have anything else to add? I think you already said something, but
yeah, I was just just putting a little jab in at Pizza.
That's what I thought you were doing. All right.
I really think having a separate workspace and
Okay, video calls seem to have ended. Not sure why that is. Not sure why the video call just ended, but it just ended. Stand by, guys. Stand by. We're kind of trying to get another video call up. Oh no, our video call has ended. We'll just come back onto this screen for a second while we get this guy sorted out. Okay, copying link. There's that. Let me close you. Need to get this sent back out to the guys there, and then we will get back on. That made an interesting noise. Video call has ended. Video call has ended. Thank you. All right. All right. Oh no. Yes, people are saying oh no. All right, let me get these guys back on, and okay, let's see. That would be this one here. Copy you. And find this one. Wait for people to get jumping back on here, and then we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I sent that link back out to everybody. Well, anyway, we'll go ahead and thank you for Bill Erickson for the super chat. Always appreciate that. We'll see if everybody jumps back on there. Not sure why the video call just decided to end. Maybe it was the call got infected by the virus or something. All right. Let's see here. Okay, where'd we start at? Okay, they did the same here until the 27th. Schools, no public schools. Let's see, I think I already got to those. Okay, let's see. Currently in Discord chat on Pizza's server. All right. Okay. Verge is right about something. We're doomed. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so those who have mint orange tea turn into cats, then Tom and Kitty will have a first on YouTube Kitty Vision. There you go, you know. All right. Jean, how's it going there? Fair and OS, like my main distro. All right. Hey, Vince, how's it going? Are we back online? All right. Well, that was fun. I have no idea why. I have no idea why this
told me ahead of time.
I'm telling you, I have no idea why the stream just decided to just end, but it's just like
It's got the kung fu.
apparently it does. Maybe we were talking about, well, we were just talking about work stuff. I mean, come on, if it was a Google thing, they would have done that. Maybe they're capping it at 1 hour or something.
They're like,
It wasn't
In
1
fact,
hour.
that's very possibly the case because I actually started it almost exactly an hour ago. All right, we're going to go ahead and I need to start the recording. And Tech, go ahead and clear us back on where you were at. You were talking about
workspace and a chair that good ergonomics. Got Gerda, my word. Learn to speak properly as well. Good ergonomics. Yeah, we're totally derailed by all that. I don't know what else I was going to say. So
yeah,
take it away, world.
All right, world. What's up?
Yeah, so I guess you need to make sure that you're not distracted, but the only way to be able to not be distracted and actually do your work is you need to learn how to be disciplined. And in order to learn how to be disciplined, you actually need to have a routine, and you need to make sure that you only concentrate on one thing. And the way I do that is with music, but everybody's different, so they might actually do it in a different way. But as long as you're disciplined and you're focused and you know what you're going to do next, you're going to be able to do your work done, especially at home, since we're using a bunch of technology, and technology can have distractions from time to time, which happens quite a lot.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll go ahead and wrap this one up here. So thanks for coming on, everybody, and talking about the working from home and stuff like that and giving us your tips and your tricks. All right. Now we can go off topic again. All right. We'll have a look at the comments. Let's see. So Rex says some people will hate working from home because it's like living at work. And that's the way some people look at it. That's why some people, if you get successful enough working from home, you'll actually go and rent an office somewhere, like a single, room office or something, just something different.
Yeah,
I gotta go because I have guitar. Bye.
All right, later. Don't get the coronavirus.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I agree with that comment on the separate office thing. I think that it's a nice idea to actually have a separate place. I will say it's too easy to get distracted. I think for me that when the business takes off more, I'm probably going to like rent an office somewhere in town or something. It's just it's too easy just to get distracted. Oh, I have food upstairs. That sounds some good right now. Let's go get some KFC and I'll work later. And then 2 hours later, after eating KFC and watching Linux videos, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be writing code right now. Oops.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Your greasy fingers all over your touchscreen.
Yeah,
well, I obviously clean my hands before I start writing code.
Nah, I doubt it. I don't believe
it. we can tell. Let's just see that iPad there.
Put your fingers in the camera. Let me see the mitts.
All right. Let's see on the Discord server. We got. Let's see.
They're clean. See. They're clean. So the only tablet I actually have, I only use it to control my audio console. That's the only thing I use it for, though. So I don't have any other touchscreen devices other than that in my phone. So
yeah, I need to clean my keyboard with isopropyl alcohol. I have to do that once in a while because phones can get a lot of bacteria and viruses on it. keyboards, it is way worse because then there's like spaces in between the viruses and bacteria can hide, and TV remotes too. Like,
Yeah.
common places where they have a lot of cracks. So you definitely use lots of isopropyl alcohol. Cleans electronics, and it also disinfects lots of stuff. So it's good for almost anything.
I use soap and water to clean my keyboard. That's what I do. I actually cleaned it yesterday, so
Yeah.
it was getting too dirty for my taste.
Don't use soap and water to clean off the
Yeah,
thermal
just
grease
make sure
on your
that you
CPU. However,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just make sure you don't short.
Right.
Make sure it goes dry and.
Oh,
Should be
yeah,
fine.
I'm very careful about it. What I do
Yeah.
is I will wet a washcloth with it and then just have it moist, and then I will rub that over the keyboard. I'm not actually
Yeah.
gonna go like, let's throw the keyboard in the bathtub or something. I've heard of people doing that, and I'm just like, okay, I ain't that brave.
In the dishwasher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or in the dishwasher or something. Yeah.
no, it's not a
No.
thing. It's not a thing.
Yeah, that's actually
People
thing.
that
Yeah.
people at
Linus
CBA
Tech
to
Tips
check one of those
actually did that.
claw machines all that's in a bunch of toilet rolls. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can get one of those little things, the claw machines, instead of a thing full of stuffed animals. It's a thing full of toilet paper. You put in.
TP.
Maybe you can get some toilet paper for 25 cents.
Yeah, and remember, you can peel them apart and make 2-ply into 1-ply. It'll last you twice as
That's
long.
right.
That's true.
That's right. Anna Rita, how's it going there? When your office home is a daycare, distractions are a must. Yeah. You have distractions galore at your homework, but
If you have a daycare, your life is a distraction.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
goodness.
right. There's emergency classes must be done over Moodle. There you go. Bill Erickson, once again, thank you for that super chat, my friend. I've recently added workspaces, which makes it very easy to separate work from regular websites. Yeah. In the home daycare, I put kids' music on, but that makes kids more wild. So I put in the classical music, and they are like painting and reading and sleeping. Amazing. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, especially with the
kids-
sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sugar might have also
Yep.
a thing to do with that.
Yep. DT's on. How's it going there, DT? He says, glad to see you're still streaming despite the Corona craze. And of course, I said, we're all locked inside, nothing else to do. I'm expecting video views to go up.
They probably will. Everybody's gonna be home watching YouTube now.
Yeah. No one's going to get any work done. What do all these companies think? We're not getting work done.
YouTube's just gonna go up their bandwidth bill. That's the only
I was
thing
gonna
that's
say,
gonna
Google's
change.
about to make a killing.
Yeah.
Robots are replacing the teachers. Yeah.
They're
We're
gonna
only
slowly
talented
increase
as
the
the
number of
robots that
ads.
train us. Yeah. Okay. When my work is done, I need to talk to an adult ASAP because working with kids does that to you. That's right. Oh boy. I don't know what breaks look like. Yeah, I don't know either.
Huh. Apparently, I guess the Quantum Alpha actually cleans his keyboard in the dishwasher. Well,
Hey, there you go. If it's
When
a
you have a
good
quantum
waterproof
dishwasher, it's
keyboard,
possible.
yeah, of course it's definitely possible. I don't do it personally, but I know it would definitely be possible because
Yeah.
I know a lot about electronics, and I also know that if you can just let electronics dry and there's no
it'll be safe.
water, there's honestly nothing that's gonna go wrong if everything's dry afterwards. So
My
Yeah.
concern would be the heat from the water that comes out of the dishwasher. That would be really my concern.
yeah,
Shouldn't you turn that down a little bit though? You should. Should be.
yeah,
okay.
it doesn't put any heat. Of course, you can't put any heat. You put the lowest setting, so that's yeah.
Yeah, DT says he needs a vacation, but vacation is canceled for the foreseeable future. There's no more cruises, no more sporting events. What's next? No more beer? I mean,
Quantum Alpha is yelling at me to not put the heat on for the keyboard in the dishwasher. Man, how are you supposed to disinfect it then? Heat kills
Yeah.
germs.
like in
Might melt
Italy,
your
they
keys
closed
too,
down
but that's
all
all
the
right.
Apple stores, right? So the only option you have for Apple support in Italy right now is to send your phone in. How would you like to be receiving all of these phones in those receiving centers? Receiving all of these phones that people are mailing in. Oh, all right, I gotta take
Hey,
my
Apple,
phone
if you
in.
give me hazard pay, I'll come back. I swear.
So Seriously, now I got dual screen, literally. So now there's twice the surface area.
That's right.
So-
That
so
phone
double
is a
contamination.
full-fledged
Germ
virus
intake. Double the danger.
thing.
I definitely have to clean it once in a while because I have a large surface, just like tablets or anything else. Like keyboards are very big, and you got large surface. Bacteria could just like spread, like super crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they do it, but it's also a bad thing.
So
yeah.
I assume that Tech, when we were talking about dressing the part, you're talking about the birthday suit. I mean, have you ever worked in your birthday suit? I mean, that's kind of a little uncomfortable, really.
I did one time just to say I did it. I did legitimately. I was like, you know what? I don't have any meetings today. I don't have to be on the webcam. Nobody's home. I was like, just one time. Just do it one time. So I did.
I can say that's something I haven't done. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Well,
I'll try that
Don't
tomorrow.
do it on a live stream.
Oh, please don't do it on a live stream. So I'd have to do Monday or Tuesday.
We
I'll
like
have to
you.
throw
We
on.
like you that much.
You guys just kind of see me in the Linux shirt. I won't have an undershirt on here. I'll just have this on. You're like, oh god.
It's a different kind of webcam show.
Oh.
Yeah, just switch between those two. You could just change your shirt, and it's a complete different show.
I'll get me some Switch to Linux underwear to showcase.
I am not watching this show.
Oh God!
I'm glad I have an anonymous channel.
Demonetized.
I mean,
demonetized.
Demonetized. Yeah, that.
just
All
make
right.
sure you click the "Not for Kids" button.
Yeah, this is. It might not be safe for anyone. I think that's the button I would push. It's just, oh no, you're all go blind.
There is one video that is worse, but I will not say it on public.
Don't.
Oh, gosh.
Don't.
And it is on YouTube. Last I knew.
I know
Lord.
what you're talking about.
I don't, and I'm
Oh, boy.
happy I don't. I don't want to know this.
All right.
Don't. You really don't.
Ignorance is a wonderful thing, people.
In this case, yes.
Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. That's right. That's right.
It's also sanity.
Oh dear. Yeah, we're having too much fun over here, aren't we? Teens a must. Bitcoin is down. I'm still up from where I bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I also have Bitcoin and Litecoin. It's just been going down, and I know
Bye.
it's gonna go
Bye,
back
bye,
up,
bye.
but
I'm still up on my Bitcoin though, even though how far it's gone down. I'm still up on it overall.
So
I haven't
yeah.
sold mine yet, but I'm about to buy some more for real.
Civic Games says here in Japan. So welcome, Japan. This time of morning has dozens lined up outside the pharmacies. Oh dear.
I like Farron's meme in the in the live chat on Discord. 1720 plague, 1820 plague, 1920 plague. So you know the rules. So do I. It's 2020.
2020 plague. Yeah.
Hi, Rickrolled us.
Did we have a 1920 plague though? I mean, we had the 1911
was the flu, right?
the pandemic flu. Yeah, that was 1911.
maybe it's rounded,
11?
but
I thought it was
definitely.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
they rounded up.
Okay.
Yeah, they rounded it up.
Close enough.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
Yeah, to make
So
it like
it's-
2020 and stuff.
Never mind. I was gonna say something, but that would not be a good comment. So we'll just pass. Of course, I did say that whole underwear thing, but
Anna Rita's wife thinks that it might be beneficial for your viewer count.
ooh.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, this is a 99% male viewed channel, so
Yeah, I was about to say it might
Doesn't
increase
mean
the
anything
women
these
count.
days.
Yeah, that's true. It's right.
You decide to go with the Switch to Linux undies. Make sure you do the happy dance. Just
You could actually do that, but I probably wouldn't buy it though. But
this is
You
turning
already got
very
some-
dark.
I think we
Yeah, I
scared
know.
off Jeff Wolsiefer.
Sorry, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff.
Bye, Jeff.
We've lost signal
Yeah.
here
We love
in
you.
Atlantic Island.
Oh god.
Send us super chats.
Oh Lord! All right, anybody have anything else to add to this nonsense before it just goes completely downhill from here?
It's not gonna get any better, so you better end it while you can.
Yeah.
I would say everybody Don't use Windows. Use Linux right now. Okay, it's a palate cleanser from all that.
Anna Rita does make a good, valid point. The gay guys will watch, so it's all good, you know.
I mean, that's true. You can increase your gay audience. That would be like very quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preach the word.
Any type of Unix system, that's what I would be using, because honestly, I'm using Mac OS, which is a Unix type system. Linux is a Unix type system, and then a whole bunch of other Unix type system. As long as it's Unix, it's fine with me.
Unix or Unix like for the win, everybody.
Andrew G says that was the bubonic plague or the Spanish flu. I thought, though, that was 1911. Am I
1917.
wrong?
It was 1917.
1917. What was 1911? That was a specific flu. Specific, right?
I was gonna say, wasn't that World War One?
Yeah, because World War One actually ended with a flu pandemic.
Not a plague. I mean,
no,
a lot of people died,
literally,
but...
World War One ended because of a flu pandemic. That's what actually ended it. Because people were just dying in the fields of just flu.
Well, yeah, the sanitary.
So maybe there were two. Maybe there were two. I don't know.
Windex.
I will be streaming on my other channel tonight in 1 hour. We are going to be talking about disqualified to serve. There's this weird concept that churches keep putting completely disqualified people back in their pulpits after they've had some major missteps, and we're going to discuss that on 9 o'clock's show tonight. So I put the link in there. That's on my other channel, reserved for that stuff that some of you don't like to hear. So, you know, that's Christian content. So if you guys are interested in hearing what I have to say about that topic, come on over to that video there. All right.
You won't get the gays watching that channel.
Probably not. Well, sometimes. Some of them do.
As Anna Rita said. That was Anna Rita.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
Let's go ahead and feed the beast. Oh, boy, kitty. We're going to feed the beast.
Get the kitty.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably some gay Christians out there.
Oh, for sure.
Feed the beast.
Right there. Right there. Yeah. There you go. And
we need the kitty cam. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Kitty
now
cam.
the kitty cam.
It's over on the stream. There you go. Nope, just two. Just two. All right, so Spanish flu killed. Hockey guys gave after 5 of 10 championships. COVID-19 trying again 100 years later. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. What, Kitty? You're just getting 2 tonight because you're probably going to get more later, and he's actually had some Cheez-Its today. It's the cutest thing, but the cat had some Cheez-Its.
Wow.
They were amazing. Actually, I got generic Cheez-Its. They're not nearly as good as real ones, but I didn't want to pay the
Dev
extra
is raising his hand.
What's that?
Said the Farron OS Dev is raising his hand in the live chat.
I think that means bye. Bye, Farron.
Oh, okay.
This is about his bedtime, so...
Person raising hand, so it's like, I don't know if they want to speak or not.
Farron, you have the board? All right. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up from here, guys. So thanks for coming out, and we will catch you guys tomorrow with the Weekly News Roundup. What's going to happen? Fire! All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later.
Okay. So,
Goodbye,
bye.
everybody.
Yeah, bye.